In Australia, coal mining began when convict labourers arrived and started mining in Newcastle in the late 18th century. The question of sustainability in the mining industry still remains a complex issue regardless of how long it's been happening. Is the term sustainable mining an oxymoron? This documentary will delve into the questions of whether or not the mining industry is sustainable and will focus on coal mining in the Hunter Valley, New South Wales, as you'll see in this map. By the end of this documentary, I want each and every one of you to have enough information on the mining industry in regards to the principles of ecological sustainable development to come to an unbiased conclusion about whether or not you personally believe the mining industry to be sustainable or not. I'll demonstrate the social ramifications on people from an interview conducted with Mr. John Nelson, who is currently employed at Glencore, a Swiss-based company located in West Wallsend and has been working within the mining industry for 32 years. I will also be interviewing his son, Mr. Jeffrey Nelson, who is currently employed at Reliable, a conveyor maintenance company within the mining industry, who will give you a contrasting opinion to that of his father. The newspaper article that was used which led to this documentary was an article written by Peter Kerr on the 12th of August 2015 titled Southern Highlands, the Next Battlefront for Big Coal. It is often difficult to separate fact from opinion within newspaper articles. Along with inappropriate appeals to authority, the major flaw within this article is its lack of sources, which lowers its credibility. Hi John, thanks for taking the time to talk with me today. John is currently an employer of Glencore, a Swiss-based company located in West Wallsend in the Hunter Valley. What hours do you usually work?
I work dog watch, or night shift, which has the very disrupting hours of 11:30 to 7:30 in the morning. I've always found sleeping in the daylight hours impossible, so therefore you don't get up refreshed after a sleep.
So how many hours sleep does that usually give you?
Well, it's not enough on the whole, but you usually get about 5 hours in the morning, and then you might be able to squeeze another couple of hours before I go to work at night after, say, 8:30. Usually, as a result, you're groggy and disoriented and cry a lot before you go to work.
Does this workload and shift work affect your personal life?
Yeah, greatly. I'm always tired from not getting enough sleep and the daylight hours, and then I think it's also because you're not sleeping when your body wants you to sleep. Your body clock's all out of whack, and you can't get organised to do things very well, and you're sort of out of sync with everyone else in your family. They're up and firing and you're docile and groggy.
Hi Jeff, thanks for taking the time to talk with me this morning. Jeff is John Nelson's son, with whom we just spoke with, and is currently employed at Reliable, a conveyor maintenance company within the mining industry. Why is the mining industry important to you?
Well, primarily it's a good stable income. I wouldn't obviously do it as a hobby to breathe in coal dust every day. The family history side of it keeps me quite close to my family in a way, because I think I'm about ninth generation. I think I recall my father saying, my dad. It's a necessary process to sustain our country in the world economy. I think it provides all people, even those minority, against mining, with many of their commodities in day-to-day life. For example, electricity, car manufacturing, plastics. They're a bit off, even golf balls. There's a random one. So that's a little bit of that.
Brilliant. Jeff, earlier you mentioned that for over a year you worked as a casual employee, but are now working full-time. Economically speaking, how does this affect your life?
Well, being casual, the money was awesome. Like you felt like a king on payday, but then at the same time they could call you up in a week and say we don't need you anymore, so you feel rather expendable. And recently I've just started full-time, which is awesome. The transition was easy to me because even though the money is less, in today's current, the downturn in the industry, beggars can't really be choosers because there's a lot of people currently unemployed in the mining industry. And also just knowing that you have job security, it helps you plan.
Even though both John and Jeff work within the mining industry, which some may consider biased, they do look at the bigger picture and demonstrate a thorough understanding of not only the economic advantages with the industry, but also the social and environmental considerations. They are both credible sources. In comparison to South Africa, as shown in the following graph, the lower commodity prices and decreased demand for mining demonstrates a much lower percentage of the normal GDP declining from the late 70s. Both countries display decreases over time and can be correlated with extended periods of low mining investment. Comparing the two countries can be difficult, as in comparison to Australia's large coal mining industry, South Africa is the largest producer of coal, chrome and platinum. The coal industry's future sustainability is constantly being questioned. The problems within the industry are difficult to hide. Based on the research from both the original report and this documentary, the most credible references had a more convincing argument about the negative effects of the mining industry on all aspects of the triple bottom line. Before I had the opportunity to research and gain an in-depth understanding of the mining industry, I was only aware of the well-known and portrayed economic benefits, as I'm sure you did too. Experts in the field displayed the most credible references, and although they looked at both sides of the argument, have irrefutable evidence outlining the consequences of mining to people, place and profit. From the extensive research, it is obvious that when evaluating the sustainability of mining, other factors such as ecological and social consequences must also be analysed, and which in turn establish that the mining industry is not sustainable.